What is up, viewers? We're having to work right now, but we're also watching the last minute of Michigan and USC. Looks like Michigan just fell forward for the first down. I am Texas Homer. I am here with Coach Dub and Justin Wells. We're just hanging out. We got an hour till the game starts, so we're going to talk wider college football. We're going to talk Texas football. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. And then also make sure to like and subscribe to the channel and use promo code IT1 to get 2 months of Inside Texas for $1 single. All right, I got two recruiting heads here with me, so we might as well utilize that first off. Who is in town for this game? I know it's ULM. It's not the sexiest thing ever, but kind of what's the latest? Who's coming to hang out tonight?
Big Nebraska commit defensive lineman out of Hitchcock, formerly of Galveston Ball, Malcolm Simpson, is on campus. This is a kid that Texas has been talking to for a couple of months now. Got a little bit closer when the Jonah Williams ceremony. Those are two former teammates. Just a really good athlete, raw athlete, plays basketball, does a lot of different sports. But I think he's coming into his own. He's just a really fun guy. If you've already got a Josiah Sharma and a Myron Charles in your class, this guy actually makes a lot of sense. And so Malcolm Simpson's on campus right now. Kind of a bare invite list today. There's not a ton coming. Maybe all the kids knew it was just going to be on ESPN+. I don't know.
Right.
But at the end of the day, next weekend's going to be a lot more fruitful. But right now, Malcolm Simpson's in, and that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. And then do we have the A&M commit too, right? Sims? He's not coming?
No, he's at A&M this weekend.
Oh, he's at A&M? Okay, cool.
We do have, I'm not sure if he's there. I've tried to check and see if he's there, but he posted it was coming earlier. Texas Legacy and Jalen Lott posted at 1 p.m. going to be at Texas. So that's a very huge guy, prospect to have on campus. Mom played basketball there. Dad is in the Hall of Fame there. And Jalen in his own right is a terrific athlete. Gets it done at cornerback and receiver, man. So having him on campus is huge too.
Absolutely. 88 is about to go off. The one and only Barron. I hope he does. And then what do I download to watch the game? ESPN Plus. That's your legal avenue. So ESPN Plus. So that's going to be the trick.
I had to buy a subscription this week.
Yeah. And they conveniently announced through the email that they're going to start upcharging. They're like, we're changing the price to $1 more. Every season they've done that so far. That's been interesting. Did you guys get to watch Florida, Mississippi State?
Yeah, I watched it. I did watch it, man. It was try not to take a nap during that game, but yeah, I watched a little bit of it.
Yeah, it was not a good look, but Mississippi State ran for like 250.
They did.
Which just proved that Florida's run defense is a little bit scary, but Mississippi State is also going to be a big problem. They fumbled a ton too. They only lost one, but fumbles are 50-50, and they kept trying to throw that game away. So I do not anticipate a super difficult matchup either versus Mississippi State. Let me tell you what else I watched today. Michigan, USC. Did y'all watch anything else good?
There wasn't that many.
There wasn't a lot on there. I was watching Utah, Oklahoma State earlier.
How's that?
Rocking chair bowl between two seventh-year quarterbacks, and then more different quarterbacks are playing. So I was watching a little bit of that one, kind of a field goal fest at this point, but no clue what's going on with Michigan and USC. We're missing that one, so I'm curious how that one's going.
I'll give you the play-by-play. It's 4th and goal on the 1.5-yard line.
I think they've already scored. I don't know.
You're ahead of me. They just scored. Yeah, they just scored. Wow, shocking. So it looks like they're going to be able to win it, man. That's pretty impressive.
Was that the old Peyton Manning bootleg, or did he go creepy draw?
No, they just went right up.
Oh,
the gut. I think it was a B gap. So that's pretty surprising. But also, man, they gave USC 50 chances in the fourth quarter because they can't do anything on offense.
Yeah.
But it was nice to at least see that their defense looked pretty good. So we can all the people that says that Michigan was just really bad, we can kind of overhype that. But so you watched, what did you say, Oklahoma State, Utah, and it was boring.
A little bit of that, a little bit of Florida, Mississippi, a little bit of Marshall, Ohio State. I think Notre Dame was playing. I caught a little bit of Notre Dame, Miami, just kind of going around. I was really watching USC and Michigan because I didn't expect this one. I thought USC had kind of gotten over that. But then again, I think we took Michigan for granted. They got drubbed by Texas, and I think people thought, well, they're just not very good. Well, it might turn out that Texas offense turns out to be really good. And so, and don't get it twisted, going into Ann Arbor is still a very difficult thing to do, especially for a Big Ten traditional school like USC. This is something that's different. And so it's always going to be tough. I don't care how down that program is or how bad they are at quarterback. Michigan's always going to be good, at least solid, at least strong. And just by scoring a different number of ways and a different, couple sequences, that's how how Michigan's probably going to pull this out. And in turn, it's going to make Texas win look that much better.
Right. Yeah, that's the value here. And it looks like they're going to pull it out. And they played bully ball against them, which is insane because they basically, didn't have a pass game. You just sell out to stop the run. And they were able to just still do it.
Them not going to get a competent quarterback in the portal will be the question Sharon Moore answers for the next 5 months.
Yeah, it's malpractice. And it's
you can always sell. I'm going with my guys. These are my guys. I recruited these guys. These are my guys. But your contract stipulates that you have to play to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
so it doesn't matter who those guys are. The contract doesn't talk about which players are who. They just say, but you got to win.
Got to win.
And Sharon should have gone to the portal just like everybody else.
Yep.
The scary part too is I don't know. In the chat, y'all can tell me, but Will Johnson went to the locker room too.
He did.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's back because I have to listen to it on mute whenever we're doing the show. But he baited another pick six that looked just like the Fresno game, and you see why Sark was like, "Yeah, we're good. We're just gonna attack the other corner." So it's gonna be
exactly right.
Sark was smart. He knew once you get a 2-score, 3-score lead on Michigan, you got them.
Right.
They can't throw the ball, and they're damn sure not going to be able to throw the ball when they have to. Sark knew it. Sark knew exactly what he had to do. Score just enough. Tell my boys to tap the brakes. It's not all big gas, no brakes. It's got to tap a little bit of tap the brakes. Yeah. And so they tapped him the entire second half. Yeah. Otherwise, I think Texas could have put 50 up, but then they may give up a couple big plays. All in all, this game, I think, really shows that Texas offense might be elite. And, the defense is just doing its thing. They give up 6 points a game.
Yep. It's a good sign for our offensive line. That's what I was excited to see, too, that Michigan's defensive line was still –
When did Harbaugh leave? Was it too late? Because the portal's almost forever. So I'm trying to think. I think it had time.
Yeah, he had time.
I think in that second window, they had plenty of time. Now, maybe they didn't have guys they liked. But I know for a fact Michigan went hard for DBs. They came after former Texas corner Terrence Brooks that wound up in Illinois. Illinois. Yeah, is he playing, Coach? I know you know him better than I do. Is Terrence?
Him and New York went at it last night a couple times. Man.
Oh, did I watched some of that. Yeah. And I saw Sierra Wright, the DB from Nebraska that was in Space Jam 2. We met him when he came to visit Texas 4 years ago. He's LeBron's son in Space Jam 2. He's the DB at Nebraska. I forgot that Terrence was over there. That was a good game last night. Nebraska, Illinois was actually a really good game. And so I don't know how we got on that, but anyway.
Inside Texas, Derek, that's us saying Derek Williams ruled out.
Yeah, maybe precautionary, just like they had Matt McDonald out last week.
I think Jelani's going to play today, and I think Fulsame is going to play today.
Yeah, and then we were saying too that we saw that Blue was going through, I guess, base warm-ups.
I want to get him a few carries just to make sure he doesn't build up any rust. And so, with Wisner also being dinged up a little bit, I could see 2 or 3 drives in the first half. I think Sark wants to get to a point where the score is comfortable, and then he'll turn the keys over to Colin Page and Velton Gardner, those guys. But you're going to see, I think, still see heavy doses of Jarrett Gibson in the run game. You got Arch in there now, so dual threat.
Yeah, you got Money Manning. He'll go for 70. Yeah, that is going to be interesting to watch the run game. Coach, did you get a chance to watch ULM kind of break them down at all?
And I watched a little bit. You know what's funny is looking at their attempts. I thought I was looking at an academy school, man. Like
Yeah.
because they did not throw the ball right now.
Oh,
You know, and so I'm like, man, they're gonna just try to come into Austin and run the ball, run a little triple option out of the pistol. We'll see how it works, but yeah, I don't see one threat offensively unless they find a way to get guys out of gaps, just trying to make plays, trying to be maybe impatient to get in the backfield. But the option, you really got to be disciplined and play the same thing every single time. You got the dive, take the dive. You got the pitch man, take the pitch man. You got quarterback, please take the quarterback. So I think it's one of those games, but I didn't see anything that say, oh Texas should worry whatsoever. But yeah, just looking at them, I thought we were playing an academy school, man.
for year one with that many JUCO guys too, they actually look well coached. They look cohesive. I mean, it's not going to scale to Texas, right? That's why I wonder too, if your game is to play bully ball versus the guys you do, that might work. But as a coach, are you like doing this weird thing where you're like, we're going to stick to our identity no matter what, even though that's a losing proposition? Or do you say, let's get out of character and try to see if Booty can make some pass? I mean, what are you doing? It's kind of I mean, you're going up against number one in the nation. So like, but what's the thought process? Hey, get quality reps against a good team, or do we act weird and kind of just do whatever we can to try to catch Texas off guard? Because, you know, what's to lose?
Yeah, I think that's just their scheme. And if you can have some success versus Texas, then what you're going to do to the rest of the teams in that league that you're going to face, right? And so get good at running your scheme. You shouldn't back down based on who you're playing, right? If that's what you do that every Saturday, every team you face. So I think they'll kind of just get a measuring stick of how good they are versus the number one team. But then, you know, if they had any
I think Moss might have turned the ball over.
Then hey, they're going to definitely maybe dominate the teams in their league doing the exact same thing.
Might be fourth down.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's
fourth down.
Fourth down. Yeah, that's what's going to be interesting because it's so brutal. I mean, what do you do as a coach there? I've liked what he's done. I liked also this week. We're now getting to that Bama Georgia mindset where we're having to like mine for locker room disses or whatever, just because the coach like, we got a couple guys that beat Arch, and everybody was like, ooh, you heard what they said, to try to like get our motivation up. So it's funny now that we're having to like dig deep in order to.
It turns out that's not accurate.
Yeah, I saw that too, that they don't have players that beat Arch even, which is funny.
Like you pointed that out earlier in the week.
Arch lost 5 games in high school.
Yeah, apparently a lot to ULM. But what's their DC Ernest Hill, I think is his name. He's been a cool guy. I watch his other things. And he also made the point too, we didn't pick up on that, but he said, you know, they're not going to prepare for us normally, you know, and we are going to prepare. And I know
that might have been true 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Not true now.
Yeah. But
Sark's
it's like
too scared to let that happen, I think. I think Sark has a genuine fear of that happening. I'm telling you, people want to say this is like a Georgia, Alabama type build. You know, since Sark's been there, you know, build a program and a team that's similar to those big SEC juggernauts. It's an early 2000s USC. This is what this Texas program is looking like. This is how these guys are operating. And Pete Carroll pushed competition at every position religiously. Like that was his big thing. And whenever you never saw USC in that stretch get down for smaller games. But they lost 1 in-season game in 3 or 4 years. And that was to Cal and Aaron Rodgers in overtime, back when Cal was good and the Pac-10 was fun to watch. And so I see so much early 2000s imprint on this, and I think Sark has a genuine fear that if they don't mess this up, they can make a run at it. And the way you mess it up is taking anybody for granted. And he knows the quarterback pretty well for ULM, considering him and his son went to high school together. And so there's a connection there. Plus, signed
his uncle.
Yeah, he recruited and helped recruit John David. And John David was the guy that you realize, do you know what he did? You know, he skipped his senior year before it was even known to do that.
Before it was cool.
He skipped school before it was cool, before anybody even knew about it. That guy was at USC campus. He skipped his entire senior year. And so there's some familiarity there with General Booty. But again, you're right. It's not going to be able to scale on the level of Texas. But I do think Sark has a genuine fear of letting down on anybody. Probably why Jaden Blue's going to get some carries tonight. Probably why we're going to see a few other guys.
Yeah, that's Like, I agree. I don't think it's like human nature. I just don't think it's possible. Like, whenever you're playing, like, you're number one and you're playing.
ULM went into Alabama and it was possible, but they did that in Saban's first year.
Right.
There was no way that was happening in year 3, 4, 5, and so on.
Right.
And I think that's the point.
Yeah. Yeah.
It could happen, but probably not this year.
Yeah. Especially when they're in year one. First, guys, before we go on to some later topics, and
hey, Sharon,
I was going to say,
tears are coming. Tears of a clown, man. I'm hearing Smokey Robinson in the background. I know Charlie was playing some sort of Motown because Tears of a Clown just came on. Sharon Moore.
He's so stoic. Besides that one interview, he's like purposely just like a blank slate. But that one interview, man, you can tell he was auditioning for that job, man.
It's the same thing with it's the exact same thing with Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley will never, ever, ever go into a restaurant for the rest of his life and not be mocked about whatever steak, beef, or brisket he orders.
Yep.
It's the same thing with Sharon. Sharon's a good guy, good coach, great coach, but you're always going to be the dude that, sort of did that little thing.
He said it.
Lincoln Riley. Don't walk into a barbecue joint if you're Lincoln Riley. You better not have any USC gear on. You better have a mustache and a hat and some glasses or something because, buddy, there are going to be some people come out of the woodwork to come see you.
We need to get Pinkerton involved for that crime. The funniest part is he was like, no, we had the staff over and my staff loved it. It's like, yeah, I'm sure they did. You're the boss. So they were like, yeah, that's great brisket, Lincoln. He was like, everybody loved it. I'm like, I'm sure they did, man.
All that told me was your staff lies to you.
Yeah.
Because somebody on that staff needs to be your friend. It needs to take you to the side and say, buddy.
Yeah.
No.
I know.
You got yes, man.
This is off topic, but Justin, you said something last week about Vandy, man. They're about to upset. They might upset Missouri.
I was trying to watch that one too. I can't watch that one either. I was trying to see what Vanderbilt and Missouri. Missouri went for it on 4th and down from like their own 40 in the fourth quarter, and the play was awful. And so Vandy gets it, but I haven't been able to. I've been trying to catch up, keep up with Michigan, USC. Dude, Vanderbilt gets Missouri, and that's what you need to understand. Texas is going to have to go to Nashville after that run. I think it might be after Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know when exactly. But after that run, and you better be ready. Yeah. Vanderbilt, Diego Pavia, that quarterback.
He's got heart, man.
WWE. He's going to be Razor Ramon 2.0.
Yeah, it's right after Georgia. It's right after Georgia.
Quarterback 1. And he's good.
He is good. It's tied 20-20 with 6 minutes left, and Vandy's driving. So
yeah, and Vandy is right after Georgia. So you're right.
UT boy.
Oh, it's not even Jonte related, huh?
Hey.
No, but he knows. He understands that by doing that, Jonte's going to catch a touchdown tonight.
Is that what it is? Yeah,
it's the way it works.
It's his offering.
It's his pittance.
Yeah,
that's it. When the plate gets passed, UT boy, it's Jonte's night.
That's how he ties.
Yeah. Plus, all right, y'all. Arch really looks for him and Ryan, probably more so than anybody else.
Yeah, for real.
That's true. All right, before we keep going, y'all, let's hear a quick word from our sponsor.
This video is brought to you by Luxe Kitchen and Bath. Luxe has been offering high-end kitchen and bathroom remodels for 3 generations throughout the greater Austin area. With 5-star review after 5-star review on Google and Facebook, and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, you can put your faith in Luxe Kitchen and Bath's award-winning designers and skilled craftspeople to bring to life that dream vision of your special home. But that's not all. Luxe's all-star team provides full remodels, large additions, and even commercial build-outs as well. So call Luxe Kitchen and Bath at 833-358-LUXE today. Or visit luxekitchenbath.com to discover where quality meets luxury and begin the process of transforming your home. Get a free quote today by calling 833-358-LUXE. That's LUXE. Or by visiting luxekitchenbath.com. Link in the description.
luxekitchenbath.com. You can see all the photos of the remodels. You can get a good idea. So these are the right people to ask about this. Talk about prospect John Turntine, offensive tackle.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Actually talked to his dad just the other day there. That they put a whooping on Rockwall, man. Just talking about John and just where his recruitment's at, but he's really just kind of focused on the season, man. He does plan on visiting Texas for the Georgia game, October 19th, so he'll be in town. I know he cannot wait. He really loves Coach Kyle Flood a lot, man. He just loves the way he coaches and teaches, man. And so that speaks a lot about what he's really looking for, because he really wants to be developed at the next level. And so I can't wait for him to be in town and tell us all about the visit and what he thought about Texas and Georgia.
Yeah. So is that who it's going to come down to?
He hasn't given like a top school list, but it's a good test, right? You want to see Texas versus, I guess, the so-called best in the SEC, and so getting to see Texas, the trenches go against Georgia's trenches, and if they dominate, how well that bodes for Coach Kyle Flood and the Longhorns in his eyes after that game.
Who out of our coaching staff do you think connects the most with the recruits? Just they light up when they talk about of all of our coaches. Is there anyone?
Yeah,
just the chart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? Because of that intensity, that fire he has.
I don't know. I think it's because Tashard's a real guy. Like Tashard's a flawed human, and he doesn't try to hide it. He is who he is, and he's very direct. But he also has a big brother, big uncle kind of style. He's not your dad. He's more of a big brother, kind of a big uncle kind of personality. And that's why he's been able to help Texas with recruiting guys, not just running backs. Right. And so Choice is always going to get the running backs he wants for the most part. He's proven that. But he's helped so much now with the other recruits because Tashard just has a realness about him. It's very similar to Chris Gilbert, one of the recruiting staffers at Texas. Yeah. It's very similar. There's just a genuineness. Some guys come with a lot of energy. They come with a lot of, bravado, and that might be who they are. And so that's okay because that's their personality. But if it's fake, kids can see that. With Tashard, there's nothing fake. He's like, this is me. This is who I am. I walk around with my floss pick every day. Like, this is it. And when he told Bijan, look, you can be the best running back in the NFL, but you're not anywhere close to it right now. We need to go to work. Bijan listened, got better. And so that's a testament. I think it's just Choice. It's not a Trooper Taylor wave your towel who's tipsy in this stadium kind of deal. It's a very genuine, real conversation. He starts them early, and I think there's just something about him that's very appealing to not only players, but, man, parents love Coach Choice.
Yep.
Do you think he has the most assists? Getting guys that he's –
I'd have to count him up. Yeah. This cycle is going to be interesting. If they keep landing these D linemen from Georgia and Florida, he's going to look like John Stockton. But I got to tell you, Chris Jackson's getting some footing in this whole recruiting thing.
Yeah,
he's getting some footing. Jeff Banks, when you want to close, Jeff Banks is the one that brings the Folgers. Okay, forget Starbucks and Dunkin'. We're going old school Folgers. Just a scoop and chase it with hot water. That's all you do.
I wonder with that switch for Chris Jackson, because he was NFL, but before that, I think Washington State, right? So it's like he didn't go. He wasn't.
I don't know if he was coaching at Washington State. Was he coaching there?
I don't know. I might be mixing him. I think
he's always been in the NFL, at least for them in a positioned. And I could be wrong. But I think last year was his first time to be like a recruiter on the road. To do that. I could be completely wrong.
No, but my point was still
because I know that's how Kenny Baker was.
Yeah, well, that's what either way. Yeah. This is his first time, big time college recruiting. So, what do you think that adjustment period is? Because really, you're a salesman. You're a salesman. It's a different skill set.
It's one player. It's you land the 5-star. You have the confidence. It's like the car dealership. If you can sell the Lamborghini, you're going to walk with a little strut the next few days. Yeah. It's different than selling the used Toyota 4Runner. Buddy sold the car on the lot. That's what I think happened for Jackson. It was the Ryan Wingo recruitment. That thing right there instantly gave him credibility in the country. It gave him a ton of confidence that he could go into another state, pluck a kid that's got 30-plus offers, one of the top-rated guys in the country. The fact he went into Florida and did it with Jamie French, he snagged Khalil Lockett, pushed every button at the right time. I don't think there's a window. You wanted a time when I don't think there's any sort of adjustment time. I really do think it's down to one or two kids. You get a couple of those guys on your board, all of a sudden you start feeling better about how you're doing it. Because it's just like selling a car. If you could upsell, if you could go off and sell that car on the showroom floor, if you got to show all the other customers they have to open the doors just to get the car out that you just sold. Yeah, I did that. That was me. And honestly, I think that adjustment's big. Not to mention Texas winning really, really helps.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's not a hard sell, is it? You're like, hey, you want to go to the number one team in the country, great education. Yeah.
It's not. Now with the platform, with the collectives, the platform, oh, man. Whew.
Tell me about it.
I'll tell you somebody that's a sneaky recruit, that's sneaky good, and that's Pete Kwiatkowski. He is a sneaky good recruiter. And I think he's similar with Choice. He's not a high energy guy. He's actually kind of a chill guy. But he connects with these guys. Lance Jackson, he connected with Lance Jackson when he was in 8th grade. Washington was one of Lance's first offers. PK came to Pleasant Grove and Texarkana just to see Lance. It wasn't just Landon, it was to see Lance. And so PK's done that with Smith Arago. He did that with Colin Simmons. And I think they're going to do that with Javian Hilson, the kid out of Florida. And so I think PK needs a little bit of and we're not, if we don't mention the coach, it's not besieging any of them. Kyle Flood has proven he can get pretty much who he likes for the most part on a regular basis. Sark has proven he can get any quarterback in the country just by batting his eyes and flashing his play calling to him. It gets him. And so there's so many of these guys. I think as a team, they're cohesive. And I think Brandon Harris and Chris Gilbert and the guys in the trenches on the staff do a good job. But PK is a sneaky good recruiter now that you think about it. And I think Johnny Nanson's one big linebacker commitment away from that confident, hey, I just sold the Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And he's an intense guy too, right, Nanson?
Yes.
Yeah.
How PK is not, Nanson is revved up.
Oh, yeah.
And you wouldn't think that for a West Coast dude. Those guys are usually laid back, unless you work with one.
Yeah, that will be interesting to see Nanson. Remember when everyone was bullying Choate year one or whatever, and then he turns and lands that insane linebacker class. So
and Choate was so good.
He's awesome.
Choate's so good. He's such an awesome guy.
Yeah,
you
he's
root for that guy no matter where he's at. He is an awesome, real guy. I love that guy. Yeah. Anthony Hill loved him too. Big time.
I'm glad he got that opportunity, man, to come down here and then go to Nevada. I mean, that's awesome. Yeah.
You got Savion Red to lose 20 pounds in focus.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. That's hard to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's never been done.
We needed him this year, man. Damn. That was the one time.
Tell Jarek Gibson show.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Jarek's doing great.
Jarek's going to be Cody Johnson, the remix.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What's a visit look like for a game?
Honestly, man, if you get there early enough, you get to kind of hang out with the coaches in like the player lounge and hang around. Maybe see some players if it's early enough. Get to take in all the festivities. If you go to a tailgate, which you should do, go to the parent tailgate so you can kind of immerse yourself in that and see what the parents kind of see what the other parents are doing. You get to see the whole show. The walk down Bevo Boulevard. Get to go on the field pregame, see the warm up, man, kind of get the feel of it, smell of it, get your juices flowing. And then after that, you kind of just understand like a fan watching the game, but you get to watch it from some of the best seats, right, in the house. And then after the game, if you get to go in, if they which Texas should win tonight, you get to go in the locker room and see the postgame speech. And if you're going to spend the night, then you're going to hang out with other recruits and players.
And then it's Bible study. As
okay.
soon as the game over, it's Bible study.
Got a couple updates. Jonathan Cunningham, North Crowley linebacker commit. He's on the sidelines tonight at the game. Jackson Christian, PNG 4-star offensive lineman, Texas commit. He is on campus right now on the sidelines watching the game.
A great birthday present for old Cunningham. Get to see his Longhorns. Okay.
Yeah, that'll be good.
It's his birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to tell him.
That's cool. What's up, Ashley? Thanks for hanging out. Nanson, just hold on to Bo Barnes. Yeah, he's rising up the ranks, man.
And Barnes isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Not anywhere.
All right, good. That's important. Top receiver prediction tonight. So I guess who do you guys think balls out the most tonight? I mean, that Wingo and Arch connection is something, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Ryan Wingo, and I'm also gonna make a bold prediction.
Here we go.
That in some point down the road in January, February of next year, I think you're gonna see some NIL type stuff with Arch and Wingo together. I think you're going to see them doing promotions together, kind of like a quarterback and a receiver, kind of like a Montana and Clark kind of guy. Don't be shocked if you see those two guys promoting things with each other. I think that is going to be cool, and that's why. And that's why that led me into Ryan Wingo. I think he's going to have the top numbers tonight, just because when he touches the ball, he gets like 15 yards, no matter 16 yards, no matter what he's doing. Yeah. If he's get handoff, if he's punting the ball, if he intercepts it, it doesn't matter. He's positive yards. I think we're going to see him break out just because, look, Arch throws to all these guys. Yep. But honestly, he throws to Ryan Wingo and Jonte Cook the most because that's who he matches up with in practice.
Right, they're the twos, yeah.
Quarterback is always going to throw to the guy he trusts.
Yep.
If you ever wonder why did he throw to that? Because he trusts him. That's really what it turns
into.
You
should. He doesn't drop any balls. He makes insane contested catches. I mean, he just makes
knock
you
on wood. But yes, yeah, him and Jonte, they don't drop balls, man.
Yeah.
And Bond had those issues in the fall. We have not seen them this season, which I am because remember, we heard some of that in the spring. We heard some of that in the fall. And then all of a sudden, Isaiah Bond looks like the car off the showroom floor.
Bingo.
Yeah, so what do you got? You got the Ohio State receiver, Smith. You got Wingo, and you got Williams. Are they all three in the same class?
Ryan Williams,
and
Cam Coleman. Yeah, all four of them.
It's that's going to be insane wide receiver class when they come.
And I'm told, look, some of these guys, national guys that cover it so much closer, they think Jeremiah Smith is another level over Ryan Wingo and a Cam Coleman and a Ryan Williams. And buddy, that is a tall statement,
right?
But just I trust these guys. And Jeremiah Smith is gonna. I mean, he's gonna be in that conversation as a top 5 pick in a few years.
Yeah.
That he's that kind of talent.
Yeah, I need to watch him because I just hear his name and then you're like the third person that told me how special that he's going to be, and so I need to look out for him.
He's already doing it.
You know what?
He's already doing it, and he just signed. What was that latest? He just did an NIL deal. The first guy.
No, it wasn't Red Bull. It was something else.
Red Bull. I think it was the first college player with Red Bull.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that. Which is that? Now you're getting into real money, man. Like that's not John's Chicken Hut.
Right. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised to see Ryan Wingo doing something with T-Mobile in the next few weeks.
That would be.
I wouldn't be surprised. Don't be shocked if you see that.
Yeah, that's oddly specific. So I feel like there's some information here.
Yeah.
But don't sleep on Isaiah Bond. We do not intend to do so. Are you guys going to stream the game? If you're talking to us, no, that would be illegal, and they'll get us. Where can I watch the game? ESPN Plus.
I'm running it through my PS5.
Yeah, it's like $11 right now, according to the email where they told me. So yeah, that's where you can watch it.
Apparently, Disney is putting on a special right now for $1.99 for 3 months. Good. So you do that, then you get Hulu and you get ESPN Plus. Of course, I'm not a stream guy. I don't jump into that very much. I only have one streaming service. I'm gonna let you guess. What do you think is the one streaming service I have?
Netflix.
Nope.
Maybe Apple TV.
Nope.
The YouTube TV?
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
What do you got then?
Well, you got a son, younger son. Alexander ain't watching Disney Plus, but
I have Peacock.
Oh,
And the reason it's $5 a month, and the reason I do is because I always have a place where I can watch my favorite shows: Parks and Recreation, 30 Rock, The Office. Plus, they started showing football games or whatever, and that playoff game last year was pretty convenient when I think Kansas City went to where'd they go, Buffalo or somewhere where it was damn cold and pulled out a win. No, that's the only one I have is Peacock. Well, I have ESPN Plus now.
Yeah, they're going to get all of it. The dumb part is what they're going to do is they fragmented all these channels. They all have their own streaming packages now, right?
Right.
Like every channel. And so some idiot's going to come along and be like, what if we combine all of these and we have cable again? It's just gonna literally rip apart and come right back together.
That's why I never dropped cable.
Yeah,
because honestly, from a sports pack, I get the sports package on cable. I get virtually everything I need. I'm really looking at this YouTube TV. Though.
It's worth it, man. I got YouTube TV. It's absolutely wonderful. JJ, we see your comment. That will not be going on screen. Yeah. But no, it was not that.
Pornhub Pro. Wrong show.
Yeah. That's not his only streaming service. But yeah, it's worth it, man. The multi-view is what makes it absolutely worth it. All right, let's
Did
check.
Missouri lose?
No, it's right now. It's still 20-20.
And Vandy has the ball. See what they do with it.
Vandy's
Yeah,
back.
the last drive, he would have been winning 23-20 right now.
Wayne Watson. I agree.
Yeah, this is the multi-view is what makes you
keep us updated, buddy. Post some scores if you don't mind. We would be super, super grateful. Anybody that's out there watching, if you'll post some of these score updates, I would love to know what's going on.
Yeah, I wanted to pull up just quick little breakdown. Arch Manning. We barely even talked about Arch Manning. 3 touchdowns a day
all week.
I know. But I was going to say for the algorithm, it's pretty much Arch Manning YouTube right now. 3 touchdowns. I think
he scores 3.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, the problem is he's going to get taken out early, for Owens if he does well enough. So it's like he'll go out in the 3rd, and so it really just depends. And if Jaden Blue's back, Jaden Blue will probably steal 1 or 2 of those touchdowns on the ground. So that's kind of also what I want to see. But
Oklahoma City decided to start scoring.
They
looked like they went to Garrett Rangel. You remember him, Charlie? Wasn't he Liberty Christian or Frisco Lone Star?
Frisco Lone Star, yeah.
Yeah, I remember him. He wasn't bad.
we're getting the fan crowdsourced.
I love
it for you, Justin.
I love it. That's what I'm talking about, buddy. That Vandy Missouri game, man.
Yeah.
Any given Saturday, fellas, and Diego Pavia, Razor Ramon 2.0.
Any QB that was a wrestler, man, you gotta love. All right, y'all.
Randy Macho Man Savage was a pretty good second baseman for the St. Louis Cardinals.
There's a fun fact for you.
Kurt Russell was a pretty good center fielder for the Los Angeles Dodgers.
I have zero. I have less than zero baseball knowledge. I owe baseball knowledge.
That's crap that gets into your head and you never forget it.
Yeah,
it's helpful when you watch Jeopardy and stuff like that.
Yeah, whenever the 3 p.m. shows. All right, y'all. Before we chat a little bit more, we have one more word from our sponsor, the one and only Laura Baker.
Hi, I want to tell you about Laura Baker. If you're looking for a new home in the 512 or even at this point, let's face it, 737 area code, there's only one number to call. That's Laura Baker at 512-784-0505. As a member of the elite Andy Allen team with Keller Williams, Laura has helped Longhorns find the home of their dreams in Central Texas. Just ask our resident sex symbol, Ian Boyd, who moved all the way from Michigan to Texas with Laura's help. Laura can help you find what you're looking for in the 512, the 737, or even parts of the 254 and the 210. Just, give her a call at 512-784-0505. Her email is in the description as well as the rest of her contact details. She's a friend. Give her a call.
If you need yourself a house, you know who to contact. Laura Baker. All right. I want to pull up little bit of stats.
Mark Harmon was, and I think Harmon's dad the recipient or grandfather of the very first Heisman Trophy?
I have no idea.
I think Mark Harmon's grandfather was the very first recipient of the Heisman Trophy. Now I want to say he was a quarterback at Michigan.
That's cool.
Yes, Mark Harmon. I believe he was a backup at UCLA. I'm not sure if he was way before Troy Aikman. Because he had that movie Summer School. Man, that was such a good movie. You remember that movie?
No.
Good. Summer School was he was a regular school teacher waiting to go, for his summer vacation, and he got stuck teaching summer school, and he winds up giving all these kids favors if they tried to pass this particular test, that they had to take in the summer to be able to graduate or to do whatever. And so he had to do all these favors. It's Kirstie Alley, really, really early Kirstie Alley, like pre-Cheers. Fantastic. It's a good movie. You got to check that out. There's some other people in there. I don't remember their names. One lady was on Melrose Place. Another one was on some other ones. But Mark Harmon, yes. I'm pretty sure he did play quarterback at UCLA. I'm trying to remember his grandfather. I think his grandfather might have won the very first Heisman.
The chat will hook us up. They'll get on the old Google machines. They'll find it for us. After this weekend, I'm more convinced Texas is #1, and it's mostly because we have the best O-line in the country. Is that what y'all got? I mean, what was your eyes, Coach? What can you draw from a proxy game, of watching Michigan versus USC?
Honestly, USC isn't Texas, so yeah. I mean, I don't know. Depends on how good you rate USC to be, right?
No.
I think they're a middle of the pack team. I thought you saw two middle of the pack teams kind of battling it out. I think that when we talk about this post game, Texas converted so many third and longs versus Michigan. Those dudes got winded early, where they got off the field versus USC. The more that Michigan gets off the field, that defense is going to look good because they're not tired. We tired them out very, very early because we converted a lot of third and long. So I think we got to see some of the Michigan defense that we thought they could be. Some of it now. Still got a lot of things to, of course, fix with a lot of guys to replace, but. Yeah, Texas has a great offense line. Not to take anything away from Texas, like we did our job, we executed at a high level versus Michigan, man. And we got a great head coach who did a great job of scheming them. I never saw us go directly at them. A lot of times going back and watching it when Graham and Grant was in the game, we were running kind of sideline. We tired those big boys out.
And then when they were out, that's when we ran at them.
Yeah, that's when we ran at them. So Sark was very, very smart with the game plan about what he did, and he didn't throw at Will Johnson. He attacked the other guy like he said. So in the new safeties, he attacked those two with Gunnar Helm. My man Gunnar Helm. I love the guy. We earned everything we got to be number one. Texas deserves to be number one. We're doing a great job, and so yeah, man.
How do you feel about this? This is a good because I would kind of agree. Number one will be whoever wins between UGA and Bama. We'll drop to number two until we play Georgia. I think that's fair. Yeah. The non-Texas fan in me, the Texas fan in me is like, I'm going to go immediately to the old school of like, well, if Texas doesn't lose, you can't drop them, but Georgia didn't lose either, and they dropped them. So it's like I kind of feel like whoever plays Georgia and Bama, I'm okay with them going up to one. How do you guys feel about it?
Yeah, like Sark said the other day, like you got to get in the playoffs. Being number one now, okay, what does it mean, right? If you're number one going to the playoffs, maybe because you get the bye week, get home game. But right now, it's like, okay, I don't care if we're 1, 2, or 3. Like, let's just run our race, man, and we'll see where we end up at the season. It's fun for rankings. It's fun for bragging rights because we all love that, and so it feels good to be one. Embrace that because that's great, right? Compared to where we've been in the past, it feels good to be number one.
It's good for the recruits.
Got an update.
Really good.
Got an update. He was the 6th Heisman Trophy winner.
Okay.
Mark Harmon's grandfather was the 6th Heisman Trophy winner, and he played running back in Michigan. Tom Harmon.
We got it. Gunner is a MFN ball player.
What is that? I see that a lot, and I don't always know what that means. What does that mean? The MUF''N. Can somebody say that?
No. How about what I'll do is I'll text you and maybe explain it to you, but
let's run it through chat, GPS, AI. Let's see what AI tells me, because honestly, AI is going to tell us.
We want to keep our monetization, so I'll tell you off screen what that likely means.
It seems to mean something.
Yeah.
A lot of meaning.
Yeah, it has meaning. I'll let you know. That's fair, boys. I was also talking about Ohio State too. They didn't impress me today in the trenches at all. If Georgia beats Bama, they deserve number 100%. I only watched the very beginning of Ohio State in Marshall when everyone was making fun of them, and then of course Ohio State pulled away. People are like so reactionary in the first quarter. Like if you get stopped on one drive by like a G5 or whatever, people are like, you're the worst team ever, and you still win 50-0.
If Georgia beats Bama, they deserve to be number one.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly, 1-5 does not matter like it used to.
It doesn't.
In the non-BCS era, it's not. Sark told these guys point blank, it does not matter. Get to the playoff.
All that matters is winning the conference so you can get your bye. I mean, that's it. But also it can matter in seeding, right? Like, yeah, but you're saying 1 through 5, it doesn't matter. You're right. 1 through 5, it doesn't matter. If you're like 7 or 8, then you start playing with your seeding, playing higher people. But if you're 5, you're playing number 12. What happened with Vandy QB?
He just took off and then he just hurdled somebody. This dude is
what did I tell y'all?
He's unreal, man.
He will come off the top rope in all spandex one day.
He's got the Ellinger heart in him.
This dude is unreal, man. He's hurdling people.
I keep hearing about him. I just haven't watched him.
Paul Waterlington special.
I got family a little bit north of Nashville, and I need to find an excuse to go up there and hang out with them. And this year I won't be able to do it, but in a couple of years I'll go there and watch the Vandy game, because that should also be one of the few reasonable tickets that exist in the SEC now.
Seems like Jackson Arnold's already getting hit first snap of the game.
Are they playing already? OU?
Yeah, it kicked off. Yeah.
Oh, I need to fire that up too.
Son of a gun. Touchdown, Vandy. But we need that OU. We need that OU also as well.
Yeah, I need to pull that up.
Like OU has opted to go with an old Longview running back.
Whoop.
They're running Tatum. Tatum's in the game. OU early. I mean, he's getting positive yards. That might be their best running back. I mean, Justin knows about that kid.
Who?
Tatum, Longview running back.
Oh, Taylor. Is he running? Is he playing?
Yeah, he started. Yeah,
he started.
He started.
Heck yeah.
He's got that East.
He's got a good kid, man. Why he went to Oklahoma, I'll never know, but he's a good kid. Great kid. I got hollered at one time covering him.
They blew the whistle dead. Oh, you just scored on all sides. If they didn't.
Yeah, it was Thompson, but it doesn't seem. We don't have audio, but it doesn't look like they got it flagged.
Cool. That would never heard the end of that one.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the wrestling? Is it WWF or WWE?
WWE now.
WWE.
So WWF's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the Federation anymore. It's entertainment. It's 6:48, and OU still sucks. Correct, Ed B. I'm interested in this game, man. This is an important thing. I was watching who was there today, game day, and McAfee kept talking about Oklahoma like it was in the middle of the country. I was like, you're in a suburb of a 700,000 person city of Oklahoma City. He kept talking about this is the heart of the country and all this stuff, and I was like, guys, Oklahoma's in Norman, which is right next to OKC. It's just funny when the national guys come in and they don't really know.
Did you know LC was from Oklahoma?
Yeah, I don't know if he's from there. I just know he went to high school there or something.
Right.
Yeah. He admitted to us it was rough. We had some serious conversations, but we decided to let him live.
Missouri just scored.
That's not good. I don't even know why it's no good. I guess I just a hater on Missouri. I guess it's more just wanting Vandy to win because that's pretty cool. Until they give us a trap game, and then I'm going to be furious. It seems like they seem like our most likely trap candidate.
Vandy. I thought it was going to be Kentucky.
So did I. But now with Vandy's
in Arkansas, I think they just genuinely hate themselves.
Yeah. People say the Arkansas fans are so mean, but I went there on vacation. I wasn't far. I was wearing my UT shirt because I just always wear it. I don't even think about it. And the Arkansas fans are actually really nice. But it's also probably because last time we played them, they beat us like a drum. So they were pretty cool.
I've been there. Probably one of the worst fan bases I've ever seen.
For real. Of course I didn't see them at the game. I was just seeing them at the tourist areas around where I was at. But Fayetteville is actually a pretty cool little town, man. That little area of Arkansas, I was surprised by.
We went through there. I think it was 2004 when Texas played them early in the season. Yeah. Vince had a pretty good game. He had an amazing play where he almost gets sacked. He winds up spinning, pushes two guys down and flips it out to Cedric Benson in the flat, who makes a guy miss and winds up scoring. I think David Thomas scored on the second play of the game in that game.
Yeah,
Arkansas fans were a little meh. And then they came to Austin. Was it 2008? I think it was 2008, and Texas beat the drum. Aaron Williams had a pick six. Colt McCoy had probably one of his best games. It was ugly.
Yeah, I was like, 08. When did we stop playing Arkansas in conference?
92.
So I was born in 92. So I never even got to see them in conference.
I grew up in an A&M household.
Did you?
Yeah, and so I didn't know much about the Texas Arkansas bit. And then once I got older, I just learned that it's OU and it's Texas OU. That's the big one. And A&M, but it's more OU than anybody. A&M's right there. But if you do enough of there's people in Arkansas that still want that game.
Yeah.
They still, because Arkansas never really established a rival. I mean, LSU, kinda, You got to trade off more wins though with that. A&M, kinda. Both former Southwest Conference guys. I think Arkansas wants that Texas game because I think there's a lot of old school people, Wu Pig Suey in Fayetteville that are thinking that's our rival. That's the rival we grew up with for 40, 50, 60 years. And so to them, with a lot of places, but with them, I think it means more. Texas will know the difference this year. Sark didn't realize that in year one. That's why he did not understand how much Arkansas wanted to beat Texas. And they had their number that day. You got to give them credit. But that's the thing with Arkansas. Texas and Arkansas have always had a rivalry. I mean, that's where Darrell Royal and Frank Broyles, those guys were close. It's just 92. They took off for the Southwest for the SEC, and Texas held the Southwest Conference together for another 4 years.
Do you think their recruiting is going to improve now that Texas is back in the mix? Because it seems like they kind of altered. And this
for Arkansas.
This is like before my time, but I heard that they kind of like cut themselves off from full access to their recruiting base whenever they ran off. But that's I need to hear that from y'all. I don't know.
They really do recruit Dallas Fort Worth.
Yeah.
They're big there. They recruit East Texas pretty heavily. They're East Texas Atlanta high school running back Arcavian Batten. He's committed to Arkansas. Landon Jackson, former high 4-star, 5-star edge from Pleasant Grove. He's starting at Arkansas. I think Arkansas just has to find the right guy. I think that guy is actually coaching at UTSA.
I was going to say Traylon.
Probably doing his best job. Doing his best job with the least amount of what he's got. And so I think that's probably their best call, that one or the call to San Marcos and Mr. Kinney. But Arkansas just needs the right mixture of coach. Listen, when they've been good, there's guys in state in Arkansas that are fabulous. Darren McFadden, in-state kid, keeping him away from the big boys in that recruitment. They've got to continue to do that. Mitch Mustaine, I know you guys probably don't remember that recruitment very much, but that was one that Mac was really in, and they wound up getting him, and that was a strange one as it was, but I think that's what got Gus Malzahn hired because I think that was his high school coach at Springdale.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah.
A lot of tie-ins there.
Yeah.
Missouri field goal. Vandy wins if they score a touchdown.
Oh, come on, Vandy, make it happen.
All right, I got to bring my stuff up, so I'm about to.
Got to roll out. Oh yeah, we got a game to cover.
I got to start doing video.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Enjoy the game. We're going to be back as soon as the fourth quarter clock strikes zeros. We will be back on for our post-game live. So we will all make sure that we can hang out and have fun. What will likely be a fun win. So thank you guys for coming on. Fans, thanks for watching. Hook 'em.